in the wharf area that dates back to the time when Newport was a major hub of slave trade in North America in the 18th century. Police have not yet identified the 1-year-old girl who was reportedly killed in a vicious dog attack last week in East Providence. However, multiple media reports indicate a GoFundMe site was created, identifies the infant as Scarlett, the daughter of Manny and Brianne Pereira. The family dog, described as a pit bull-type breed, reportedly attacked the child unprovoked at her grandparents' home on Thursday. Authorities are investigating the incident. A new coronavirus testing site is opening today at the Rhode Island Convention Center in Providence. The state says that the drive-up testing site in the Convention Center parking garage will replace the one at the Rhode Island College. Also, the testing site at Community College of Rhode Island is going to be phased out soon as well. The Convention Center testing site, like the two college sites, will be for symptomatic people and will be certain. Good morning, and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time here on ON AM and FM, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM. I'm Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us this morning. It is Tuesday. It is July 21st. Let's say good morning to Ed Carew from the Carew Investment Group. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, everyone.
And joining us on the phone right now, Linda Tebow. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Ed.
And we're trying to find John Martin from AARP.
Oh, no, he's lost.
He's somewhere in cyberspace.
It's like, where's Waldo?
It is kind of like that. We're trying to bring him in via Skype, and he's just not there yet.
Okay.
And we expect we'll either get him by Skype or we'll get him by the phone somewhere along the ways, and then we'll be talking with John as well. But in the meantime, it's time for a first message from the Carew Investment Group, so over to Ed.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So if you want to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, call me, Ed Carew, or call Paul Carew at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you very much. Linda.
Yes.
The wait is almost over.
Oh, I know, huh?
You know what we're talking about, Ed?
I'm not a clue.
The Red Sox.
Boston Red Sox baseball is actually going to be broadcast tonight.
Yes.
It's their first exhibition game since
exhibition game
since
tonight.
since
I
Yeah.
March.
was going to say, it's the 24th already?
No, first exhibition game that they've shown on Nesson since March. I think it's since March. And but there's no fans, Linda. Now we brought this up yesterday. Ed, tell me if you think this is a good investment, okay? I know he's going to say no. But Linda, I don't know if you're partaking of this, but for a small investment, Ed,
Of only $500.
you do know what I'm talking about.
Of course I do.
Of only $500.
What, do you think I live in a cave?
Linda, do you know about this small investment of $500?
Oh, is that the one with your face can be in the stand?
Well, not just your face. I mean, you're going to get a full, 5-foot cutout of yourself. Or so,
okay.
and it goes on the Green Monster.
Wow.
Not just in the stands. So you're on the Green Monster with about 100 of your closest friends, and and then every homestand they're gonna shift you around. But the deal is, if a Boston Red Sox player hits a home run, not the opposing team, but if a Boston Red Sox player hits a home run and they hit you, you get lots of prizes.
Yeah.
What do you get?
Well, you get the ball. And the ball will be
Signed.
signed by whoever hit the home run.
Right.
Yeah.
You get 2 tickets to a 2021 game on the Green Monster.
Assuming there are any.
Assuming that there are any.
Yeah.
I think you get a jersey And I'm not sure. There might be something else, and I can't remember what it might be.
Wow.
But at least you get those three things right there. And it's only $500.
Only, huh?
Oh, you get to keep your cutout at the end of the season.
Yay.
You get it
Jesus,
to do with whatever you want to do with.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that.
But you can use it, in your pool, Linda. It's probably a flotation device.
Yeah. Well, and if it's 5 feet tall, it's as tall as me.
Well, there you go.
But I still think I'll pass.
I'll be interested to see how many people shelled out $500.
Yeah.
Because I brought it up yesterday. In the grand scheme of things, it's really not a lot of money. And
well, I know.
And I said, if people are not going on vacation, and you spend money to go on vacation,
yeah,
you could just, all right, well, we'll take, if we're going to spend $5,000 on vacation, let's say you were going to Disney, and all right, now we're not. You can take $500 of that $5,000 and put it towards this because it's
Now, isn't that $500? Isn't that money going to the Red Sox Foundation?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so it's a charitable.
It's a charitable
donation.
donation.
It's a charitable donation.
So there's the fourth thing. So it goes to whatever they're going to put towards their charity. So it's it's not a bad
I
deal.
still think I'm going to pass.
Okay.
Okay. My mom said charity starts at home.
Okay.
She always said that.
So you're going to make your own cutout.
I will.
All right, so Linda and I we're looking forward to baseball tonight.
Yeah. Now is it still Evaldi that's going to be the starting pitcher? Though?
That's a great question. I don't know who's the starting pitcher tonight. He was meant. I would say no because
mentioned.
he's the starting pitcher on Friday.
Okay.
So for him to play today,
right. Yeah,
that's
that
not
would be a
enough
good
time.
thing. No.
So
the rest of the time.
you'll see. Yeah, you'll see others pitching tonight.
Yeah.
Nobody in the stands, but it's going to be a real.
Okay.
9-inning game. Wow.
But it doesn't mean fans aren't watching.
Oh, they'll be watching. Oh, sure.
But they're just not in the stands.
Just no one there, yeah. And with the pumped-in crowd noise.
So who are they playing against?
Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, okay.
And they still haven't figured out where they're going to play.
I know.
I don't know if you heard that, Ed. The Canadian government said, we're not allowing you to play at your home stadium. Nope. Yeah. We've looked at it, and all this traveling back and forth to the United States, especially going to Florida, we don't want those players coming up here. You can't play here. Yeah. Which is throwing their team in the Major League Baseball into a big, now what do we do?
Yeah.
I've heard a couple of things. One is, okay, we'll just play at our spring training facility in Florida. And that's
Florida, though.
But that's where they got an open field.
Right.
Or you could play, they could have no home games at all and just play. Right. If we're going to play the Boston Red Sox at one time when we're supposed to be in Toronto, okay, when we come to Boston, Toronto becomes the home team.
Right.
That way we can still keep playing. But they got a week or so, less than a week now, to try to figure out what they're going to do with that whole thing.
Right.
So that's what's going on there. So we look forward to that tonight to see actual baseball. So that'll be nice. So I bring this up because I always like to be. Hey, has anyone thought of this kind of thing? There's this company in Bellingham, and they are preparing to open a cannabis cultivation and manufacturing facility on a street called William Way in Bellingham. Okay. The problem with this is their name, and I don't know if anyone has told them there could be a problem with your name. You could be sued. Now, the name of the company is Frozen 4, LLC.
Frozen 4, the number 4?
The number 4.
Yeah.
LLC. Well, the NCAA copyrighted names. Like March Madness. You can't say March Madness because they own it.
They own it, yeah.
You can't use it in advertising and things like that. You can say, hey, March Madness is coming. That's fine. And March Madness deals with men's college basketball. Well, men's college hockey has the same kind of tournament.
Right.
And when they get down to their 4 teams to go for a national championship, it's called the Frozen 4.
Right.
And the NCAA owns that name.
Yeah.
You can't unless they paid them, but although I don't see why they would. I don't think they have. And I think the NCAA said, especially when they're dealing with cannabis, they're not going to be want to be associated with that.
I don't think so. What's the significance of Frozen 4 for the cannabis guys, though?
That's a great question. Because I don't know if they're going to freeze the stuff, but they want to. they're going to be cultivating it.
Yeah,
And
but still,
cultivating it and product manufacturing.
Oh, maybe they're going to sell popsicles.
And some kind of delivery. So I don't know what the
Wow.
name. I don't know how the
Yeah.
name makes any
Yeah, I
sense.
wonder- yeah, because that's what you wonder. Why that?
Yeah, but I'm wondering that if the NCAA gets hold of it, gets wind of this, hey,
Yeah.
someone's using one of our copyrighted names.
Yeah.
They'll
And they
sue.
will. And they will.
And
too, I
they'll
bet.
and
Yeah.
they'll win.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they can
Yeah.
put a cease and desist.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
do that first.
Yes. Quickly change your name.
Mm-hmm.
Now they may have gone through all the things that you do to get a name, and now that'll cost them more money to change their name, unless the NCAA has used the term Frozen Four and have spelled out the name FOUR.
Oh.
Now they're using it just the number, so maybe there's a line there that I'm not aware of.
Kind of close.
So we'll see.
This sounds like a job for an investigative reporter.
I'm on it, Linda.
You on it? Okay. Well, there'll be a test next week. Ed, so
I'll let you know how far I get with this.
All right.
All right.
Okay, good.
Joining us via Skype is
he's here.
is John Martin from AARP. John, are you with us?
I hope so. Good morning. We upgraded this morning, but we had a rough start getting connected. How are we doing?
Excellent. Nice to hear your voice. Nice and nice and strong there. So, thanks for joining the conversation here. We were just talking earlier about how the Red Sox are going to be on TV tonight for the first time since March. So that some of us are excited. Ed's kind of ambivalent to the whole thing.
Oh no, I'll probably watch.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay.
John? Are you looking forward to the Red Sox first exhibition game in a couple of months?
I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to see how interested I am. I mean, I am a big baseball fan, but
Okay.
there's something about what's going on that unsettles me, I would say.
Going on with baseball in general?
Sports in general.
Oh,
I mean,
sports
the
in general,
Bruins
okay.
situation is very upsetting. There are so many players now that are not available even for practice.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Walking, there's so many side issues. The unions are involved. It's like, and there's so many other things going on in the world that it's like, do I really have the emotional energy to get invested in sports right now?
Oh, sure you will. It's like riding a bike, John.
Okay, all right. It's
You
good to know.
fall off. You're going to be right back within minutes. You'll be right back into it. You'll see.
Is he right, Linda?
Well, I think, sometimes it's a good idea to have a distraction.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Like that. Every now and then I shut off the TV and I shut off all my electronic devices and just go run in the pool or something, just to get your head clear of all, because, it could make a person go crazy.
No, I agree with you, Linda, that you want to get away from all the troubles that are going on. But but for some reason, the world of sports, they're gonna keep dragging it back in, and you're never going to
yes.
be able to get away from it.
Yes.
And it was yesterday that Major League Baseball came out and said we're not sure how we're going to do it, but we're going to allow the players to express themselves about social justice things.
Yeah.
Kind of
I
like what the
know.
NBA is going to do. They're going to let them put little messages on their jerseys.
Yeah.
And the NFL has
Yeah.
not said what they're going to do, but they're going to let
But-
Major League Baseball do stuff like that.
I know. Play ball, people. That's what we're paying you to do. Just
That's
play
what you mean.
ball.
That's right.
Your job.
That's
Your
I think
job.
Linda would make a great commissioner.
Oh, that
Yes,
would be
I would.
perfect. Great commissioner
No,
of baseball,
it's
yeah.
True. Yeah, and guess what? All kinds of people watch these sports.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what color their skin is or what their religion is. And I've got a new thing, too, about hyphenated Americans.
Okay.
Are you a hyphenated American? I'm not.
My wife
is.
is.
All of a sudden, the world is hyphenated.
What do you mean?
Well, have you been paying attention?
I think so.
You've got this life matters, that life matters, this life matters, we're not represented, and they're all hyphenated Americans.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
You know,
okay.
I guess I was brought up as an American,
You're right.
Anyway.
You're right. And you're right, because I just heard it on our national news. Joe Biden is quoted. He actually said, Muslim voices matter, or something
Yeah.
along that line.
Well, because there was something this morning. Yes. on the news. It was just on. Yeah.
And now everybody's probably just going to join on to that slogan.
Yeah,
something matters.
Yeah. Well, I said that, and somebody gave me
Grief?
the evil eye. Well, no, because it sounds, all lives matter. We all matter. We're one race, the human race, and let's play ball, Joe.
I actually looked it up, Linda, of why people get upset when you say, if someone says Black Lives Matter and you come back and say all lives matter. And I found out why people get upset about that.
Why is that?
And I'm going to let you know. But first, Ed, time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
He's doing the tease thing.
I know. I said, look at the time. But I will tell you when we come back. So, Ed, over to you, please.
Okay. Thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. And if you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987. So you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor or work with an advisor based in Boston or New York or who knows where, probably someone you're never going to meet. And we encourage our clients to come to the office and sit down with us as often as they'd like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free, no-obligation consultation and find out how we'll invest your money, you could call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thanks. And the Coffee and program will continue. If you want to make a comment or question, you can call it in 766-1240 or email it in to coffee@onesocketradio.com. Riverfront Patio Dining awaits you at River Falls Restaurant. Enjoy your lunch or dinner as you overlook the Blackstone River. Here are some of the wonderful items on the menu: steak and peppers pizza, baked stuffed haddock, and choice filet mignon. Make your River Falls Restaurant reservations today by calling 401-235-9026. 235-9026 or go online to riverfallscomplex.com. You'll love the Riverfront Patio Dining at River Falls Restaurant, Market Square, Woonsocket. So you're remodeling your home, and you want to find just the right flooring. So off you go to DRL Carpet. Why? Because they have the best selection and prices in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. That means you don't have to wait. Plus, it means you can get it installed now. So first you get the best price. Next you get the best service, and you get the best selection. Whether you're looking for carpet, tile, hardwood floors, the place to shop is DRL Carpet, 27 Veterans Way, Woonsocket, next to World War II Veterans Memorial Park. DRL Carpet reminds you there's a big difference between getting the job done and getting the job done right. DRL Carpet of Woonsocket. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
We're local and live at 99.5.
We certainly are, and it's Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan here, along with Ed Carew and John Martin. John still with us via Skype. John?
Oh, no.
I'm here.
Okay, great. And Linda Tebow's here as well. All right, yeah. The tease is over. This is what I read, Linda, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
And this is why they get mad when you say all lives matter. And they look at it this way. If someone, all right, Linda, if you go up to your husband and you say to your husband, I love you, and your husband responds with, well, I love everybody. Well, it's a nice sentiment. It's not what you were looking for, right?
That's a terrible analogy.
Oh, sorry, but that's what I read. and the other analogy was, the other one that's close to it, maybe you like this one better.
All right.
If your coworker comes up to you and says, gee, my father passed away last week. And your response is, well, that's true. It's not what that person was looking for. So they're really looking for empathy. And when you don't respond with what they want, they're not happy. You're not empathizing with them.
Yeah. Well,
you can agree with it or not.
Yeah, and I get it. They think you're minimalizing their concerns, but there are now the Muslim Americans and the LGBT Americans and all the hyphenated Americans. Where does it end?
I don't know, Ed.
I don't know where
So
it
what's
ends.
the proper response?
You're supposed to just agree.
Just agree.
Yes, you nod your head up and down, and you just say you're right. Black Lives Matter. Because we're talking about Black lives right now, not anybody else.
No, nobody else. Nobody else counts.
Just you right now.
Nobody else counts, Ed.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So that.
Yeah.
I think context has a lot to do with it. I think if you had a coworker and you were of different races, the response really would be to have a conversation about what's your experience been, what kind of change do you think is necessary, and what do you expect me to do to be a part of the solution? That's a different scenario than a protest where there are tear gas grenades flying. It's it becomes much different than what really needs to be done to address the problem. And that's get people to talk about this issue.
Well, what if their response is, John? To make things better, I want reparations, which seems to be.
Well, you can make the case that you can deal with somebody who's arbitrary or doesn't want to listen.
Yeah.
But I think that you could certainly. What do you think? What does reparations sound like to you? How do you think that works? I'm curious.
Yeah. But all parts of society have issues.
Yes.
All parts of society have issues, is my point. The Native Americans, all parts. Every society, every culture has issues. The Hispanic folks can say the same thing. Everybody does. And
Linda, we're back to Joe's comment, though. Your child comes home from school and tells you that she's being bullied. Mm-hmm. Well, honey, everybody gets bullied. All kinds of people get bullied.
No, but you teach that child about bullying, and I think...
hello. That's pretty much what I just described, I think.
Well, yeah. And everybody was called names.
Everybody was called names. I mean, everybody, there was.
It just happens.
I was a tomboy, I like to climb trees and work outside, and but I don't know. It's a whole different world, and all I know is that I don't know, and I think I've heard a lot of the folks, the folks that with black heritage have said, is this doing any good? Is it doing any good? And I think a lot of I don't know that this is what Martin Luther envisioned.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's he was all about integration, and sometimes I think we're looking at separation, but and it's not only with that. I mean, you see so many hyphenated Americans. We do see hyphenated Americans, and I don't even mean Afro-American or that kind of a thing. I mean, even with their culture, you got Franco-Americans, you've got Italian-Americans, you've got Irish-Americans, and I don't say that to give up what your heritage is, but when people came here, they came here, and we all became Americans, and I think
when you ask the question, is it doing any good? From what I've read, a lot of people think it's doing some good because there's a lot of discussion going on. So in that aspect, it's good. Now, things are not going to change overnight.
Yeah,
and so it'll be a gradual process.
Yeah, I would agree to that. Yes, it is creating discussion, but it's also turning off a lot of people too, I think.
It did. Have you seen I don't know, Ed, if you've seen this, or John, if you've seen it. Did you see the video came out of California? So some LAPD pulled over a motorist. Turns out it was a black male.
Oh,
And I don't,
Maxine
but
Waters.
I don't know what he was pulled over for. Yeah, and Congressman Waters pulls over and gets out to find out what the cops are doing. Mm-hmm. Now, if you and I did that under any other circumstances, would we not be arrested for obstruction or just interfering with police work?
Yeah.
Sure, we would be.
Or be told very sternly,
Yeah.
get
Get
out
back
of
in
here
your car.
and get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it was being filmed, and so that didn't happen. And I don't know if she pulled out the "Do you know who I am?" phrase, and maybe they knew who she was, and so they just let her walk around, and she really didn't interfere, but she was questioning what she wanted to know why the police pulled over this particular person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking if I tried to do that, boy, the police would. I'd hear it from the police.
Yeah.
It's none of your
You would
business
get-
why we pulled this person
You'd get arrested
over.
for obstruction of
You would,
justice. Yeah.
quite possibly.
Well,
Yeah.
he said that she was illegally stopped and would get a ticket.
They said that to her.
Yeah. And she responded with
With what?
or I don't know if she responded to him, but in the article when she was interviewed, she said, I will gladly pay the ticket to be there to see what was going on.
So does she think she stops any kind of brutality that may have taken place?
No, she didn't say anything like that.
All right. I did see something I thought it was funny that they should have given her a ticket for jaywalking because she was walking back and forth across the street. I thought that was kind of humorous. So, all right. Let's see. Moving along, this is in Massachusetts that this is going on. I don't know if you heard about it, but I think it's in Cambridge. It is in Cambridge, and there's a Whole Foods market in Cambridge, Mass, and the workers there have now filed a claim against the company because they want to wear masks, face coverings while they're working, because most grocery store workers do wear that. But the face coverings want to say Black Lives Matter on it. And the Whole Foods company has said, no, you can't do that because that violates the dress code because we don't. It bans. The dress code says there's nothing that you can be wearing that has any kind of slogans or advertising on it. And so I remember back. I got to go back my days when I first started working. One of the first jobs I had required you wearing a certain shirt that was provided to you. It was a lovely polyester brown and orange and yellow Burger King shirt. I looked fabulous in it, by the way.
Oh, did you?
I bet you did.
I pulled it off pretty good. But anyway, you were given a uniform to wear. And you were told, and I was told this back then, you cannot alter the uniform in any way. The only thing you could wear on it, and they wanted to wear on it, was your name tag. And that was it. And so everybody, okay, I work for you. I work for the company. They tell me this is the uniform of the company, and you can't alter it. Okay. It's the same thing going on here. At least this is the way I look at it. Same thing's going on here. Here's the uniform of the company. No slogans or advertising on it. So you can't wear anything that says Black Lives Matter or Go Red Sox or anything like that. So I don't, you can sue, of course, but I don't. Do you think they have a case, Ed? Do you think they have a case?
Depends on if you can find another flaw somewhere in that company policy. Do they allow some other thing that did at some time other people wear something that had a slogan?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. No, but I mean,
How far back in history
Well,
do you go?
I'm not talking about back 20 years.
Okay.
But Whole Foods is owned by Amazon now.
Okay.
So you could start at least from that point on, since the new
Since they took
ownership.
over? Okay.
Is there any? Is there an Amazon slogan somewhere there? A smiley thing that they use on that smiley arrow type thing?
But that would be issued by the company that says okay.
Well, okay. So does the company issue a uniform, or do you wear whatever you want to wear, with maybe a jacket, provided by the company? I don't know. I mean, we don't have all the facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many stores like Walmart, not Walmart, Walgreens, they all wear the same mask with a
Okay.
little thingy doodle that says Walgreens on it. I would think, and Amazon, all their people wear the smiley thing. the mask.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know. I haven't been into another Whole Foods store, and and I didn't pay attention enough. The last couple of times I've been like into Shaw's or Stop and Shop to see what the cashiers are actually wearing. I just noticed, okay, they're all wearing a face covering of some kind, but the only thing I noticed is that they're different. This one's wearing one that's black, but this one is wearing one that's white, and someone else is wearing one that looks like a bandana. Okay. I guess they all got them on their own, but I didn't see anything that had anything written on them. So I don't know what their policy is. John, any thoughts on this?
Well, as far as Whole Foods concerned, I think I go back to the idea, well, what really is the environment? What is Whole Foods' attitude, procedures, hiring practices? What is it doing right now to be a positive in this debate? And has it fallen apart in their employees to the point that they can't find a way to be meaningful to employees who feel this way? I sort of agree with Ed. I think that uniform dress codes in business is something that you sign on as a condition of employment.
Yes.
So I don't think that they're unless as he says, if it's not consistent, then the mask issue becomes arbitrary, and that would not hold up. But I just wonder if Whole Foods, for instance, recognizes Breast Cancer Awareness Month, that if someone comes in with a pink ribbon pin, do they get sent home? That would be the issue, I would think.
Well, that would be up to a very good lawyer to try to research that and find that out.
Well, Joe, I think
that's a good point. Okay.
I would think that they could have done, or maybe can still do, I'm talking about Whole Foods, is to provide masks that say Whole Foods on it or something, and say this is part of the uniform.
Yeah, that's what Walgreens has adopted.
Or maybe they are providing them, but they're just blank, and they don't say anything on it, and say this is part of the new uniform now, and you can't wear anything that's got slogans on it.
They like to brand though. They do.
Brand. Okay. Yeah. We're going to take a break here in the Coffee Am program and give you the forecast right now. And this weather report being brought to you by Gas Buddy Fuel Better. Sunny and a high temperature near 91 today. Fourth day of a heat wave if we get up over 90 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy, low around 68. Wednesday, partly sunny and it cools off. High near 87. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy, low around 70. Thursday, a mostly cloudy day. Showers are likely on Thursday, high near 87. Friday, mostly sunny and a high near 84. Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with sunny skies. We have 82 degrees. Hate paying too much for gas? Then you need Gas Buddy. Gas Buddy saves you money no matter where you fill. GasBuddy.com. Gas Buddy, fuel better. All three locations of the Honey Shop are open. 6 Winthrop Street and 1300 Park Avenue, both in Woonsocket, and 108 Mechanic Street in Bellingham. Something new at all three Honey Shop locations is fresh Bulgarian yogurt. No sugars, no colors, no synthetic vitamins. Just simple, pasteurized whole milk and cultures. Be sure to go to the Honey Shop's Facebook page and see all their upcoming events and classes that you can participate in. If you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop.
At Milford Federal Bank, we're not only bankers, we're neighbors, we're friends. We know your stories and you know ours. We participate in the same local traditions, support the same causes, care about the same issues, and take pride in doing our part to make the community the best it can be. Milford Federal Bank, proud to be your neighbor, your friend, and your bank since 1887. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get down to brass tacks at home with me, Bob Vila, and my tip of the day every day right here.
Bob Vila's Home Improvement Tip of the Day can only be heard on ON, AM, and FM every weekday at 6:50 in the morning. Bob Vila's Home Improvement Tip of the Day is brought to you by Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center. Bob Vila's Home Improvement Tip of the Day on ON Radio. It is Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM. This is Joe Callahan here with Ed Crew, Linda Thibault, and John Martin from AARP. And John, time for first message from AARP.
We are working nationally to address problems in nursing homes during the COVID-19 pandemic. AARP is calling on Congress to pass bipartisan legislation that would require states to follow 5 basic guidelines. I'd like to go through them quickly. 1, ensure regular ongoing testing and adequate personal protective equipment. 2, create transparency focused on daily public reporting of cases and deaths in facilities, communication with families when loved ones are discharged or transferred, and accountability on how billions of dollars in federal funding is spent. 3, require access to facilitated virtual visitation. 4, provide better care for residents through adequate staffing, oversight, and access to in-person formal advocates called long-term care ombudsmen. And 5, stop attempts to provide blanket immunity for long-term care facilities related to COVID-19. It's hopeful that this legislation that has been introduced in Congress will save lives of nursing home residents everywhere. However, what remains missing is the will to have these older Americans and their families become a priority. Rhode Island has done a pretty good job on all of these issues. There is a little bit of a discrepancy in Rhode Island on blanket immunity. Some states it is a pure blanket immunity. There are some qualifiers on immunities during COVID for nursing homes in Rhode Island, but many of these other criteria have been met. And obviously, it's important that AARP is out there working for the benefit of older Americans in nursing homes and the families that love them. So that's my thought for today on the issue of nursing homes.
Very good. Thank you very much, John. We have a message that has been written in to coffee@OneSocketRadio.com. This just goes back to our discussion, Linda, with baseball. And it just says, baseball social distancing will not be addressed properly at all. 6 feet will not be employed as well. Here's just one of very many examples. Home plate, umpire, catcher, batter, there's no 6-foot separation. In fact, all 3 are not even 5 feet apart. So, social distancing here becomes a farce. Now, I don't know what the umpires plan to do. If they plan to wear a mask while...
Under the mask?
Under the mask, that's right.
Yeah.
Putting it over the mask would be counterproductive. I don't know if the catchers plan to wear a mask under the mask. I can see where the umpires would do it. I can't see where the catchers would do it.
No.
So we'll have to see. Maybe they will. Maybe Nesson will address that tonight to see what they're doing in terms of what the umpires are wearing. I also heard maybe 2 weeks ago there were some umpires that they're not umpiring this year.
Right.
They just said, no, forget it. You know, it's kind of like the players.
Yeah.
Some of the players are opting out. No, forget it. I'm not playing this year. Some of the umpires are saying that as well.
Well, some of the experienced older umpires probably could have underlying causes.
Health issues,
that
you're right.
they don't want to. But Joe, I think I had heard though when all this started that the umpires would be masked.
Masks under the masks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had heard. Yeah, it seems. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I remember hearing that was one part of the plan.
Okay.
That was part of the plan. But they're right. The batter and the catcher.
They're right next to each other.
They are, yeah.
I mean, there's a few feet apart, maybe
there
3.
is, yeah.
But it's certainly not 6 feet. So
no.
We'll have to see, and we'll have to see if we'll see how they do. Maybe not today, but when the real games start in the heat of the battle. You know, will the players? They're not supposed to high five each other.
No, they're not supposed to spit either.
They're not supposed to spit either.
Remember that one?
So we'll see if they actually adhere to that. And is there someone watching from Major League Baseball to be that person? Okay, to just watch the dugout to see in the bullpen to see what they're doing and are they staying 6 feet apart. There's not enough room in the dugout, by the way, to stay 6 feet apart.
But I thought they extended the dugout.
Did they?
Didn't I read that?
Yeah, they did. They extended the dugout.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't have to worry about hiding, blocking off any fans' view.
That's right. So
they just,
pushed it out.
To space them out. I remember hearing that. Yeah.
They could also sit in the stands.
Well, they could.
there's nobody there.
There's nobody there.
So go sit in the first couple of rows,
Yeah.
but keep a couple of seats apart from yourself.
Exactly.
So that'll be
Exactly.
interesting to see as well.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Linda, you're the biggest baseball fan. If somebody offered you great odds, like 10-1, would you put down $10 that this season is not going to make it through the intended end?
It's funny you bring that up, John, because people keep asking me, is baseball even going to start? And I'm down to about 25% sure that it's not going to even start on Friday or Thursday.
Yeah. Well,
That's getting less and less, by the way.
John, I'm with you.
So
I'm
will
not
they finish?
Yeah. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure that they will.
I'm actually. I think the season will start, but John brings up a good point.
Yeah.
Will the season finish this year?
Exactly.
And I guess it all depends on how much coronavirus keeps spiking in Florida, which is just keeps going through the roof.
Yeah.
Not just in Florida, on any of the teams.
Well, Texas and
It
California
may get to the point where they say, "Look, this is not working. There are too many people on the team. It's only going to get it's only going to get worse. We don't want to expose our players."
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So especially going to Florida. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
It's a work in progress.
Yes.
For people who don't know, the Boston Bruins right now have probably 6 of their top 8 players are
Yeah. I
very
don't know what
strict privacy rules. We don't know that they are they've tested positively, but they are deemed there's a term
they're unfit to play.
Unfit to play, they're calling it. Yeah.
From what I heard last, David Pastrnak does not have coronavirus, but he was exposed to someone who did.
So he has to quarantine.
So he's quarantining.
Yeah.
But he's staying healthy. But I'm sure he wants to be out there on the ice, and they're going to be heading up to Toronto.
Yeah.
I thought they were heading up this week.
There lies the rub, though. Canada's going to say, no, you're not.
It's funny, though. They said, well, you're not allowing the Toronto Blue Jays to play. How come you're allowing the NHL to come up here and play?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Canada.
Yeah. And 2 Canadian cities. And they're saying, well, they're coming up here, and they're staying here.
Right.
Kind of like the basketball players in Orlando. They're coming up, they're staying inside the bubble, they're not going to leave, so they won't be out traveling back and forth. So that part's okay.
Yeah, it's still up in the air. I think I think that vaccine in London seems to have some promise, but I think there's still a lot that we don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think it's true. I wouldn't be going to Florida anytime soon.
No, but Disney World seems to be doing okay.
Yeah, but now they're stopping their people, though. Did you see the latest? The people that
Stopping
were
the workers?
were getting the folks that were going there, they'd get food and were walking around without their masks on, eating the food. So now they stop that. They have to eat their food where they get it and not walk around without a mask.
I did hear that. Yeah.
So they're getting a little strict, and if they see people on that picture you can take on the roller coaster at the bottom, if anybody doesn't have a mask on, they can't buy the picture. They're showing them.
Yeah. Wow. We're going to lose out on that $10.
Yeah.
Another note that's been written in, it just says, in last week's exhibition games, this writer says all catchers that they saw were not wearing masks underneath the protective mask, and they're still going out to talk to the pitcher.
Yeah.
Now they're not standing 6 feet apart. But what they tend to do when they do go out and talk to the pitchers, they'll put their glove up in front of their mouths, and that's basically so no one can read their lips. But it also does a little bit of protection, I guess.
Yeah.
So we'll see what goes on. You bring up a good point, though, Linda, and I thought about this last night. And is the world just looking towards the United States and saying, when are the United States going to come up with a vaccine for the rest of us?
Yeah.
Are the other countries working on a vaccine, like England, France, Germany, Japan? Ed, do you know?
Companies are working on the vaccines. The government's not really working on the vaccine. They may be funding some of the research.
Well, I do mean companies in other countries.
You got Moderna in Massachusetts that's coming into their next phase of clinical trials. But everybody's going crazy about this fantastic clinical trial that they released last week of 47 people. Give me a break.
That's kind of small.
Right.
Okay? So they're going to start another one next week. It's supposed to be 1,000. They're going to start it with 1,000 people and add to it from there.
Yeah.
But you've got Pfizer is working with another company from Europe somewhere.
Okay.
You've got Gilead with the whatever it is.
R.
The R word. You've got a lot of them, GlaxoSmithKline, AstraZeneca, all the major pharmaceutical companies, mostly based in the United States, but many of them are in Europe.
Okay.
But the governments, no. They may be
right.
funding some, but the governments are not doing any research
Right.
to really help this.
Okay. Well, that's kind of what I meant. I knew I threw out the countries' names, but I do mean the company. There's got to be pharmaceutical companies in those foreign countries.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
big pharma. That's who's doing it.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
big researchers.
Yeah, the guys that get the guys that get all the flack for
Because-
charging
right.
way too much theoretically for their
Yeah.
medicine, they're all
Yeah.
over here saying, you guys need to work harder. You
Yeah.
guys need to
Yeah.
put in more people in research. You got to
Yeah.
come up with something because we need it yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
make sure you don't charge too much for this particular drug.
Now,
Give me a break.
this group of 47, have they responded positively to whatever?
Yes,
Vaccine, I
all
guess they call it?
47 built antibodies, but there were side effects.
Yeah.
What were they?
Not
I
not
don't
major
know.
ones.
There were
they won't
different
tell you?
people had different side
Yeah.
effects to
Okay.
it.
Yeah. But they didn't talk about major side effects like headache and fatigue, but nothing yet. That's the thing. You're looking at 47 people that you just gave this to, and so right now they were reporting maybe headaches and fatigue, but what happens down the road, you don't know.
But look at those TV commercials for all those other drugs, and
They all have
the
huge-
list of side
There's all-
effects is
there's all
longer than the
side effects.
commercial.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to take any meds. I'm not, I don't take any meds, don't want to, because every med, no matter what med you take, has some kind of a side effect.
You're right,
John,
John. We had someone that wrote in a message, kind of what to you to what you said earlier, and this writer says, as I mentioned weeks ago, if the baseball season gets through the entire season, it'll be nothing short of a miracle.
Right, yeah.
So there's someone that's thinking like you, John.
I'm leaning in that direction. I mean,
I wouldn't, I kind of go.
We'll see it start, but will it make it all the
Yeah.
way to the World Series in October?
I don't think so.
Keep those fingers crossed. We just don't know yet. All right, John. Time for a second message from AARP, please.
This one's going to be a bit informal. Joe, you sing in the shower?
Occasionally, I dance in the shower too.
People,
Be careful, you could slip and fall
know.
in the shower.
I know.
well, there's another AARP issue. People love these reality shows, America's Got Talent, The Voice, these competitive shows. AARP has one of its own. It's been going on for a couple of years, and this time it's going to be a little different because it will be virtual. We have the 2020 Superstar Contest opening up on August 8th. It's a chance to win $5,000 if you're 50 or older. Record your own video performance and submit it, and then the finalists will be a part of a big virtual final show. You can learn more about this at aarp.org, Superstar 2020. Entries begin on August 2nd, actually. I'm sorry. I misread this in my script here. Accepted now through August 2nd. You have to be 50 plus. You do not have to be an AARP member. Non-members can participate. Upload your video under 2 minutes, solo and a cappella. No background music, no music track. We're also only accepting covers, not original song. Okay, so Joe, you should be all set. Then the August 8th date is when voting starts.
Okay.
John, could I do a skating thing?
If you're singing,
you have to sing? Can I do ice dancing?
If you're singing as you're ice dancing and there's no...
Oh, you have to sing. I just want to... Nah.
It's
All
under
right,
2
never
minutes.
mind. Never mind.
How this goes down. And then it's online voting. And it's very exciting. And let me tell you, I've seen the finals the last 2 years, and there's some amazing talent out there. It should be of no surprise to anyone. But, there are a number of ways that AARP has tried to make this thing we're going through a little easier by having some fun and engaging people online. And so it was just a natural that the Superstar competition this year goes online, and everybody, I think, will get a real charge out of this. So check it out, aarp.org/Superstar 2020.
John, we have an employee here at the radio station by the name of Manny Brandow who has a singing program on weekends, and he is a contestant in this AARP contest.
Really?
Well, I think we should have him on Coffee and next Tuesday.
We'll see if he's available. He's announcing for people to vote for him, vote online for him on his show beginning this coming Sunday, and remember, vote for Manny.
Okay.
All right, very good. Thanks, Manny. And John, I normally only sing in public with 20,000 of my closest friends.
Taking you out to the ballpark? Is that your number one?
Well, over at Great Woods. This is normally where I do most of my outdoor singing. All right, more Coffee Ants coming your way. Please don't go anywhere.
I'm here with Kara Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency. What types of insurance do you provide?
If you come see me, Kara, I will help you review and protect the most important assets in your life. We offer protection for personal lines and business lines of insurance in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. My mother, Celeste, will help you plan for retirement and assist you with protecting your family by providing life insurance.
You're in good hands with Allstate and Kara and Celeste Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency, 125 Eddie Dowling Highway, across from Dowling Village in North Smithfield, 765-5000.
Our business is truly a referral business, and we have built it based on our premier service level and commitment to what we do. If you are looking for personalized service with people who care, that would be us.
Is your business struggling to be found on Google? Are you still trying to figure out how Facebook works? Are you wasting your money on social media? Do you just need more customers? If you do, then contact the local digital marketing team at Breeze Digital Media in Lincoln. Breeze Digital Media has programs that are approved by Google and Facebook and are designed to grow your business. Packages start at only $199 a month and include easy monthly reporting so you know where your investment is going. Contact Breeze Digital Media for a free marketing analysis of your business today. Call 401-334-9555, extension 154, anytime, or visit breezedigitalmedia.com/offer.
The St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center is excited to announce that it has now reopened for tours. Tours will continue to be held on Sundays from 1 to 4 p.m. The center will be following face covering and social distancing guidelines. Please visit the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center website for additional COVID-19 visitor information and for any changes to tour dates and times. We look forward to seeing you at the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Coffee Inn on ON, AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow and John Martin. Thanks for joining us all. So, who likes cars?
I like cars.
You like cars? John, you like cars?
I've never been a car fanatic, but
Okay.
I have preferences for sure.
All right. Linda?
Yeah, cars are good.
Okay. Cars are good. They get you from A to B. That's what they're really there for. I bring it up because a 1965 Ford Shelby Mustang GT350
I like that.
is now the most valuable Mustang in the world.
Wow.
The 65 Mustang that was raced by racing legend Ken Miles just sold for $3.85 million at auction this past weekend.
Wow.
That's a lot of money for that car. The Mustang's creator, Carroll Shelby, also drove the car at one point. The previous record holder was an original Bullitt Mustang, which sold at auction for $3.74 million last January. But this 1965 GT350 jumps to the head of the pack, coming in at $3.85 million. Now, if you can spend that money on a car, you can spend $500 to get your likeness on top of the Green Monster, don't
Have
you
more
think?
fun with the car.
Right.
Would you drive it?
Oh, yeah.
You would? Okay.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Some of these collectors don't.
You may have seen it, but there's a story that I read just this morning before coming on about Ford has developed a competition electric Mustang that generates 1,400 RPM or horsepower. It's incredible. I mean, it's as competitive apparently as gas-powered cars in this race circuit.
How much did they say it will sell for?
I don't think they're for sale.
Oh, they're not. Oh, okay. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
Goes up against Tesla.
That would be fun to have.
Electric cars are fast.
How do they know?
A Tesla is a fast car.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. If you're measuring 0 to 60 in X amount of seconds, they're
Yeah.
quick.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! A friend took me on a test drive and showed me that, and it was like being on a roller coaster. You know, the acceleration was
that fast. Wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. It doesn't
and
say.
Then he did it without his hands on the wheel.
Wow.
That must have scared you.
Did that the other day.
All right, so that's what's going on there. Let's see what else. Anything else fun going on? There's this guy in Idaho. He's got nothing better to do than to break Guinness World Records.
Oh, is that the same guy as last week?
Same guy. This guy is David Rush. All he's doing is looking up world records that he thinks he can beat. And he's done another one.
So what did he do this time? How many pairs of pants did he put on in
That's right.
18 seconds?
That was the guy with the shirts. So
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he does.
Think I didn't pay attention?
That's right. But he does real simple things like this, and he's done something else, and he has thrown 19 chopsticks into an archery target.
Really?
Yes. Instead of using arrows, he used chopsticks.
Yeah. Wow.
Throwing and sticking 19 chopsticks at the middle area of a target in 1 minute.
Wow.
This seems doable, but maybe it's a lot more difficult than you think it is.
Wow.
Now, the previous record was 14. He said, and even he says, even with a big target to throw at, it wasn't easy to get them to stay.
Wow.
Now, this man holds 150 Guinness World Records of little things like this.
Wow.
And now, it doesn't say. Now, chopsticks are what? Are they a foot long?
Not quite.
Not quite.
No,
So
no.
less than that. Okay.
Yeah, I would say 9 inches.
9.
10
All right.
inches, maybe 8. I don't know.
So, and there's not much weight to them.
No.
So you got to throw these really hard. And I wish I knew how far he is standing from the target.
Yeah, me too.
To make them throw it,
And
so
they're
they'd stick.
They're not pointy either.
No, they're square.
You must have to whittle them down.
It doesn't say if they do that.
There's a little something fishy about that story. How big is the center area of this target, and what is it? Is it paper?
It looks like, because he says it's a big target, it looks like it's your basic bow and arrow target. I don't know what circumference those circles are. You know, it's red and yellow and whatever the color in the middle is.
But it
white.
couldn't be a target that has that background made of hay.
No. But yeah, just tossing it with his hand. So you got to.
He's tossing it with his hand.
He's throwing it. He's not. He's not using a bow.
Oh, I was going to say
he's throwing them.
Wow.
And getting 19 to stick in the middle.
Wow.
All within 1 minute.
He's throwing them with energy.
Yes.
Wow.
I just wonder how far away from the target he actually is. Is he 5 feet? Is he 3 feet? I don't know.
I don't know.
Joe?
Yes, John.
Wow.
Yes, John? Hello.
I'm working on a world record for keeping a radio host in suspense.
That goes on 10 seconds right there, so thank you.
That's the record.
Yeah.
Hey, if you live in South Carolina, you can't vote for Kanye West. He's running for president, right?
Right. Yeah.
And he didn't get enough signatures to get onto their ballot. So he's got to work a little harder to get on the ballot. Wow. No word on whether or not he's up here on the Rhode Island ballot or the Massachusetts ballot. I need to ask Ed this question because I asked Romeo Bertham this question yesterday, and we both got our letter in the mail. Did you get your letter in the mail?
What, the vote by mail?
Yes, the vote by mail ballot.
Yeah.
You did. Well, they were good at this.
I didn't get mine.
Well, that's because you're in Rhode Island.
I'm in Rhode Island. You guys are in Mass, right? Okay.
Yeah. So all us Massachusetts registered voters, we all got them at the same time. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, they all came in on the same day. Remember,
all on the same
that
day.
I know, yeah.
We all got them on Saturday.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what they want you to do, Linda, is if you want to vote by mail, you had to fill out this card, and you had to check out. You had to sign it, and you had to check off what party you wanted, so they could send you the right ballot.
Oh, right.
And you had to do it by the end of this month. End of August, August 28th. and so you can vote in there's a September primary.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware of that, and then vote in the general election as well. I'm a big vote in person kind of fan, so I didn't do anything with it. I think I just ripped them up and threw them away. Will you be voting by mail, Ed? Do you want to tell us? No, okay.
No, I'm going in person.
Okay, good. Is it? Are you worried about fraud or what?
No. I like to go vote.
Oh, you just like to go to the polls?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to do it myself.
All right.
Yeah.
Over there, I have no doubt of that. Did I go or didn't I?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now we had Romeo here yesterday, who's a Massachusetts resident, and he was thinking of doing an experiment, and he's sending in the thing. He wants to vote by mail, but he wants to vote by mail and then go to the polls to see if they let him vote again. And I said, that's a great experiment, Romeo. However, I worry if they will arrest you to try to do that.
I was going to say, we'll start a GoFundMe page in case.
For his bail. Yeah. And he wasn't aware of that part. So he might not be doing this experiment.
Yeah,
I said, it sounds illegal to me.
I wonder if you voted by mail and went over there and said, I want to vote, I want to rescind my vote that I sent in by mail because I was reconsidered. Will they still arrest you?
They probably say no.
Maybe.
No,
I'm just wondering.
We have no way of doing that. And I said they may just flag someone, Romeo, because there's always a police officer, at least where I vote, there's a police officer in the building where you're voting. They may flag that person and say he's trying to vote twice, and then now you're in trouble. So he's reconsidering.
Yeah.
Well, I did get one thing good in the mail. It's actually for my son who lives in Maine, and the Board of Canvassers finally sent something to him. We've noticed you haven't voted in quite a while. They still think he lives at my house, and they say, do you want us to keep you on the voting records? If you do nothing, if you don't respond to this, we're just going to take you off the voting rolls. I said, great. So we threw it away because he doesn't live there, and they'll finally take him off the voter rolls. But it took about 5 years. So you got 5 years of not voting, and then they finally get around to it. Hey, maybe they're not around anymore.
Wow.
So we'll see. All right, John, do you like mail-in voting?
AARP advocated for both mail-in and obviously keeping polling places open. I think that there's a very illogical approach that some people have taken to this, that if you can go to Walmart, you can go to vote. One of the things that doesn't happen at Walmart is you usually don't stand in line for 3 or 4 hours, and that can happen. We've seen it happen in other states. I think that having both options is what I believe a majority of people want. I think that it's a minority of people that buy into the idea that this is some conspiracy that introduces fraud. We have some imperfections in the voting system. You know, I work for Kathleen Connell. She's a former Secretary of State, and she's always saying people in the best of times think elections are easy. They're complicated. And getting it right is hard, and there are flaws. But for the most part, people still have confidence in the process.
I actually like the idea of people having the option to vote by mail or vote in person, but I'm like Ed. I plan to vote in person, so that's kind of where I stand.
You know, people of certain age or with certain health issues